Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some hoes. Well, every time I see them hoes, I go, woo!
I'm not even going to indulge you.
Ain't nobody thinking about them bleach blonde, bad body, butch built bitches.
I was good. I could have kept a straight face. Oh, man. You popped me on that one. God dang. Well, if you haven't discovered or this is your first time, the Nubian Sumo has something against skinny white hoes dancing in our video. Me, I love them because they was free. And KG is neutral because they was free. But if Sumo would like to put in on this, we could maybe get one extra darker hoe on the show.
No, you need to get the one and only dark and lovely queen up in here.
No, KG, you have one job. He teed it up for you. He teed it up for you, KG. You have one job. You should have saw where it was going. You should have had the picture up already. You run out of time. You got 5 seconds.
Well, I can't put up the picture because I mean, you know, we got dark and lovely queens, and he just wants it. I mean, damn. Okay.
All right, now that we got out of the way, you happy now, KG? You happy now, Sumo? You got some opportunity there. Oh, he left it up too. You can take it down now.
Huh?
You take it down now.
What?
That cost us money.
What? Hold on. Wait. You said I can do what?
You can take it down.
He said, we can't hear you. What?
What I'm hearing is I need to be singing "Take You Down" to Faye Jackson.
What?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Gonna take you down. I really want to take you down. Show you what it's all about.
Why were you gyrating when you did that, though?
Why are you minding my business?
I'm just asking.
It just seems like you minding my business.
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to narrate for the people in podcast land. That way, you know, they can understand that you was getting your gyrations as you was, you know, making some moves on Faye Jackson. That's all.
You can't not make moves when you sing and "Take You Down" as Faye Jackson. Like, come on now. That's like if I called my wife out if I called her out right now and said, "Come here," and I started singing "Ode to Her," I can't keep still and sing "Ode to Her."
We'll call her out then. I want to see this.
Go get your mama.
Get your mama. While we while we're waiting on Mama Sumo, would you like to educate us on what you're drinking and hopefully smoking at this point?
Well, no, I'm not smoking tonight because I'm on special assignment and I'm inside. So, I can't do that. But I am partaking of one of the finest $25 bottles you can find out there in the wild of Whiskeydom, Rittenhouse, Rye. It's wonderful, wonderful, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Mr. Thompson.
I was about to ask what a hype man is going to put you over. You ain't got nobody putting you over on the show.
Yeah, he over here. I'm in his house.
Tell him he can jump on the screen and put you over while we waiting on this pornography that's about to happen.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Hold the door.
Hold on.
It's the first time ever.
In a minute.
First time for the Sideline Junkies. First time for the Wrestlemaniacs that there is going to be actually something extra special.
I was told that when you sing "Take You Down" by Chris Brown, you're supposed to keep still. But I had to explain to the gentleman and everybody out there that when you sing certain songs, you can't keep still. So now that you're here, oh, that's gonna be the sound, girl, when it's going down. You got me saying, oh, see.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Big Daddy Raj. I am the special advocate for the Nubian Sumo.
Nah, take that.
Whoa. No Diddy. Ain't nobody beat nobody in the hallway with a towel. I'm doing laundry.
But he will do his job and he will do it well.
Did he?
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, my goodness.
So, well, if there's one way to start the show, is somebody gyrate and play with themselves and somebody else has a hype man and Diddy's involved. You pretty much can't get any worse than that. Welcome. I guess we got to talk about some stuff now because the people really have no clue as to where the heck we're going with this.
But hold on. Since we're being controversial, I said we talk about some controversy.
We could. I thought you were going to either say Sam Jackson or get butt naked.
Somebody almost did one of those things on SmackDown the last night.
Yeah. Well, Naomi had that issue too.
It's a good issue to have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We need more of that. If we're gonna talk about this Tiffany Stratton thing, I gotta ask this.
Wait. What did who was it? Was it Rhea Ripley? No, I think it was Bailey. She said that she was talking about where she got a ring gear from, and then she said where she got her groceries from.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that. Where'd she get the groceries from?
Oh, Harris Teeter.
This is when she ran into Naomi.
No,
and she was like, "Yeah, I got my groceries from Naomi."
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot to eat there. God dang, it's healthy. I'm not sure if you want to eat grocery that glows, but it's healthy.
That's all right. Run about that thing like a starving man on the hand.
Yeah. So I got to ask this first question as we just had the most horrible of segues into this Tiffany Stratton debacle. Do you think that audio and all that is real? Because to me, it seems like that's overlay of an audio thing, and she didn't say that.
No, she didn't. Go ahead.
She didn't say it, but she created the video.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she created that video. That was video of a match that she was in.
Right.
She added the audio, the controversial audio, to the video and posted it on her Instagram.
Oh, she did get ass whipped it.
Yeah.
She put the
I thought it was a fan that did it.
No,
and then tagged her in it, but she posted.
This was her.
She put all her
on
top of it.
Then how does she have no heat? the reports I'm seeing is saying, that she's got no heat backstage. So we need to figure this out.
Apparently, she apologized to Bianca and to Jade. They accepted her apology. Triple H and the highest up said that they're not going to do anything. They did stop promoting the Bianca Tiffany match prior to SmackDown, but it started the show. So it's not like they moved it to a live show or they took it off of SmackDown. They started the show with it. So I don't think nothing's going to come out of it. But I just
got a mouth bust.
Oh, she should have at least got her mouth.
Well, actually, you know what?
Bianca did.
She pulled the Will Smith
around,
but Will Smith. She wouldn't do that if Nia was in the video.
I don't know. I don't know.
She would have came up there.
She might. She
put that overlay on Nia Jax and see what happened.
She'd have got away with this one. Who knows what she gonna do next?
Nia bust the same white girl nose twice. You don't think Tiffany not gonna catch it? I guarantee you that'd be a Ron Simmons receipt right there. That'd be, what? You know who she would end up being if she would have did that to Nia? She would have been Ahmed Johnson. That'd have been the ass whipping of the century. You know what I'm talking about, James? That receipt.
Yeah.
From Ron Simmons. That's how that went down. But yeah, I mean, I know Bianca. She went ahead and took the Michelle Obama. She went high. Jade too new. She ain't had no choice.
Right.
Somebody should be duking in her daggone bag tonight.
Damn.
That's old school.
Yeah, I understand that, but damn, we still do that.
Oh, well, ask Randy Orton. Word on the street is that was his go-to. Like, you get that nice little special bag surprise. Bet you won't go to the house show looking like you just came out of a Hershey box. So I'm even more mad now. I should go ahead and reply back.
But here's the thing. She took audio from, it seemed like it's from one of these ratchet reality shows that she took the audio from, and she still put out the video. The simple fact that she posted the video should count for something.
Yeah. She meant it. You can't take that back.
Now, hold on. Let me play devil's advocate for a minute. If you think about it and how close the ladies appear to be, I'm not going to say they are because we're not backstage. But if you think about it as close as the ladies appear to be, you think that there's no heat because they kind of worked it in and said, hey, this would be good for you to post. Because, 9 times out of 10, they'll be tweeting at each other, sitting side by side, and you'll get the heat and everything right there. But I think that was something that was discussed.
No, because that'd be poor taste for from our side of the street for it to be like, yeah, that's cool. If it was just smack, bitch, that's cool. We down with that. But let it be cracker ass hoe,
Cracker ass cracker.
Put some Dolomite on that on the reverse, and she put a counter out, then they'd be mad. Like, why you say cracker? Like, well, maybe she looked like a Ritz. I don't know. And she is dating what's his name from Imperium. That's not looking good for us all across the board. Kaiser, yeah. That's not looking good for us all across the board.
Well, let's put it this way. If you don't see Tiffany Stratton in these TikTok videos with Nia Jax and Naomi and Jade and Bianca like she had been weeks prior to this, that tells a story.
Mm-hmm. Or if you see her face in a toilet bowl and they're giving her a swirly, that'd be a good video.
Well, Bianca did try to snatch her drawers up through a cut in half during that match they had Friday. So I don't know.
You can't talk about that. Let's give mixed messages.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't know who was giving mixed messages to. Because what's the best way to get somebody back without making it seem like you getting them back?
It's not a wedgie.
Work a little stiff. Give her a good old wedgie. Atomic wedgie. I'm talking about pull the back of them drawers up, put it over the back of her head type shit. She got to walk like this.
I don't know. It wasn't stiff enough then. Let me put it that way. That should at least
like I said, receipts are dishes best served cold. So,
like I said,
yeah.
dookie in a bag. That's all you gotta do. Just drop a little deuce.
But that's chemical warfare. I think that's kind of that. I mean, in this day and age of COVID and other airborne diseases, I mean,
it ain't got to be human.
She just got a dog walking around. Hey, poop in his bag. Come on, poop. Come on, boy. Poop in his bag.
Actually, we got several Pampers in the WWE right now. It could be somebody's pamper.
Cody got a dog running around with him all the time.
Yep. Let me get some of that Pharaoh real quick. And then put in a brown paper bag and light it on fire. Old school.
Okay.
What happened to wrestler's court? She couldn't go to wrestler court.
Do they even do that anymore?
Wrap it with one of them blonde extensions she got that she can't do. She don't know how to mix in.
Mm-hmm. See how they do? Speaking of which, side note, just because, this is us. Heard anything more about Vince lately?
What I heard is something totally different, but
I've heard some things, but I don't know how true they are.
Well, what I heard was that we're leaning towards arbitration, which means you really aren't going to hear anything about Vince. So as we talked about months ago, everybody was like, oh my God, Vince McMahon, blah, blah, blah. This mess is about to disappear. And you're not going to hear any more about, well, I guess it was a good segue since Vince likes to dookie on people too.
Zing!
But, it'll be interesting. But what'd you hear, Sumo?
I'm hearing that Mr. McMahon may be in cahoots with a Hall of Famer in putting a promotion together.
I've heard that too.
Yep. Do you think he's too old to do this now? I know we talked about that in the past, and I was like, no, Vinnie Mac is kind of in it because obviously he watches some of that German stuff. So he knows exactly how it's supposed to go down. But outside of that, he grew a mustache, so that makes him look 5 years older. But is he too old to really put the sweat equity in to create something that would rival AEW? I wanted to put the pause in there in case you thought I was going to say WWE. That ain't happening. But the rival.
No, I don't think he's too old because he wouldn't be putting in the sweat equity. He'd only be putting in the money.
Yeah. That's all he is money.
No.
And
Vince is more
money
than
maybe not here and there. But other than that, he wouldn't be he would be more of maybe I wouldn't say a silent partner, but he would
come on now.
He would be a contributing partner.
Yeah, like on camera.
Well, yeah, why not? Why not?
Here's the thing. You say rival AEW. AEW biggest rival and biggest enemy is AEW.
Yeah, but they still got TV time. That's one thing you can't take away from them. That's the most valuable thing you can ever have. What they do with it is either positive or negative, good or bad, but they have TV time.
Here's the thing, and I'll equate it to money. Certain people, you can give them $60 million right now, and you know for a fact if you gave them $60 million within 6 months, they're gonna fuck it up. That's AEW. AEW has themselves, They have access to Ring of Honor, Impact. What else? What else am I missing? They got people from New Japan. They got access to all these things, and you don't even use it the correct way. But you wondering why you're losing in the ratings every week. I just gave you $60 million. You'll be broke in 6 months. I don't have to destroy you. Nobody has to destroy AEW. AEW is going to destroy itself.
Well, but see that the counter to that, KG, is for your example, $60 million is a finite amount. His dad is the Ted Turner. That's limitless. So that's why it's still around. He's got that residual that just keeps coming and coming and coming.
Well,
so
maybe,
he's got more money to play with.
Well, maybe just maybe, if the safety net is not there, we'll get a better product from AEW. Not saying that AEW is an unwatchable product, because it's some really good stuff, but they've went away from what made them good. I ain't gonna say great, because they were ascending to greatness and then they just fell off. But they moved away from what made them good. So if Vince came along, circling back to what we're talking about, if Vince came along and did another wrestling promotion, he would jump and leapfrog Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW, and be in number 2 already if he did business different than everybody else. But he would be his own worst enemy too, because one of the things that he did in WWE, he couldn't get out of his own way. He wouldn't change and come into the new millennium. He was stuck back in the 80s. You got to have the big hulked up big guy to be your number one star. No. Everybody doesn't have to have that all the time. We want parity. Now, if he changes the way he thinks and what, made him successful, because the saying goes, what got you there doesn't keep you there. So if he changes and modernizes his thinking, which, I mean, it's kind of hard for a man that's damn near 200 years old, but still, if he changed that, he'd be in second place behind WWE in no time. But we know he wouldn't have a female division.
Yeah, he would, because they want that check.
He would need one. Starting out, he wouldn't need one, and it would probably be to behoove him not to have one under his situation.
Exactly.
Plus the fact, the guy that he's pretty much dealing with, and to your point, KG, would probably lead him toward that different way of thinking. You would still probably have that Vince McMahon formula, but it would be tweaked a bit to fit what they need, to fit to what they needed at that time, especially with the guy that he's dealing with, who's been around for a very long time himself and knows how to start up companies himself. So, it's just interesting that those two got together like they did, especially from their history from back in the day amongst those families. So I just find it peculiar.
Yeah, well, we still maybe about a year out of knowing Vince, if he's going to do something like that or let that stuff to start to come to fruition, it'll probably be right around WrestleMania season, because that'd be, while the odds of the world are looking. Who knows? You may even sign Nick Gage. Just because.
Hadn't heard from him in a while.
Yep. So, moving away from controversy, let's go ahead and talk about some actual wrestling. We got that King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring situation going. So, as it's looking right now, we got a little bit of a difference of opinion coming out of our TV show. I think it's going to be Jay versus Tama Tonga. These other two cats think it's going to be Gunther versus Randy Orton.
Did you say Jay versus Tama Tonga? Like we
No, I said Jay.
Jay.
Jay. Okay.
Get the Cargill off your mind, man. Get the Cargill off your mind.
No. No. If I can find a picture of her, no.
No, we had to pay for that.
I like
but,
this better.
Yeah. Yeah. Why you only give that one like 2 seconds?
Because it's Black Girl Magic. I mean, I'll give it all the time it needs. Because you got the EST of the WWE. You have the glowing one and Naomi, and then you got Jade Cargill. Just jeez.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. If you tell me which thing is not like the other, you have won the same game.
Is this the musical show?
It could be.
Is that what we're doing? I've been asking for that for a while.
I'm just letting you know if you haven't seen it already. One of those women, not like the other.
You go ahead and lay it in on us. Go ahead.
Why all of a sudden does Bianca have a leg injury?
Because of that whole Tiffany Stratton.
Nope. Why all of a sudden has Montez Ford changed his Instagram bio from saying father of 2 to father of 3?
Now you got me leaning forward. I follow both of them.
Yeah, there is that rumor out there.
But then
why?
I don't understand if that's the case.
Bianca Belair been pulled from all of her house shows.
But how was she able to clear to wrestle on Friday? That's what made me start to think, well, that can't be true, because she should have been allowed to wrestle.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that confused me. I mean, you see where I'm thinking with that, Sumo, because I'm like, well, I know we have that.
How long did Becky wrestle? How long was it between the time Becky Lynch wrestled her last match and her announcement of her pregnancy?
Well, hold on. I went to Montez Ford's Instagram. It says father of 11. I think somebody caught on to that.
Yeah. You calling it out.
I think I you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I kind of sort of think the Nubian Sumo might be on to something. They just trying to cover.
Well, it'd be pretty exciting if it is. I think that way we can get that monkey off her back, pun intended. And then
we get off her back.
Okay, let me put. I'm gonna give you this one last one, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Their show that they did. What was the name of the show that they did together?
I don't remember the tagline, but we know what it was. Montez and Bianca. So Bianca and Montez.
What was the gist of that whole show?
Oh, it was about pregnancy. And whether or not to try actively or to, let it happen. If it happens, then, it is what it is. And I'm not going to lie to you. I would be in a situation where it pretty much could happen multiple times. In that scenario. Like, I'd be the EST on that one.
I'm just saying.
However, I guess I'm not a doctor, so she's got a match. Unless there's some interference, and then she doesn't even get to wrestle, and then Jade goes in and has to take her position, which would put Jade versus Nia 2.
No.
Why not?
Fantasy booking. Okay. Bianca versus Nia goes off like it's supposed to. Nia works the leg. But then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you get Tongaloa showing up at ringside. And kind of gives Bianca a little trip. Might give her a little push. And causes Nia to win that match. That ends up taking Bianca out altogether. It sets her up to have to leave for a while.
I can see that. But my only question, Sumo, is Nia works stiff. So if Nia's gonna,
yeah, but this interference also brings Nia into the bloodline.
No, I'm still with you on that. But Nia works stiff. So that'd be kind of a dangerous thing, Nia's gonna pull off a move. That bump could be not the best bump. We've had 2 accidents.
That's why I'm saying Tongaloa comes in and interferes in the match, because what is Nia's finish?
Right.
Nia's finish is the Annihilator, the sit down,
the bonsai
squash in the corner of the ring. A pregnant Bianca would be able to take that. She can take a bump or two. That match doesn't have to last long. It just has to last long enough for her to be able to sell that leg to the point where she can't continue.
See, I was thinking backstage interference, and they run the angle of who took out Bianca. And then down the road, you discover that it was Jade.
That could happen too.
I think that would be, in my opinion, a safer bet. Because, again, like I said, if that happens, they're tag team champions. She's hurt. She's like, girl, you just go ahead and do it. You go ahead and do it. Jade goes out. You have Jade versus Nia 2. Then you could actually go either way with that. I know we talked about, as it currently stands, if she's not, then Nia would go over as the queen. But in that situation, Jade would beat Nia. Nia would go and become queen of the ring. And then down the road, it comes out that Nia was the one that took out, because video footage finally shows up, Diddy style. And then there you go.
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. KG must be over there singing. That's why he don't want us to see it. We know what
he's warming up his hot.
That's right. You still there, KG? Any thoughts? We gave 2 fantasy bookings on that one. We really lost him. Yeah, he must be out there playing with the wife. Too many pictures he was thinking about. So let's go ahead and transition over.
Why you gotta be all in my business, worried about what I'm playing? But I'm trying to check on some stuff.
You was doing what?
I was trying to check on something.
Yeah, we know. That's what we just said. How hard were you checking on it?
Real hard.
In that case, make sure you go to www.buyfortmose.com/discount/maniac, so you could be like KG while you checking on it. You could be supporting some Black French and us at the same time. So don't just go hard, go real hard, and buy some Fort Mose using our link. What do they get, Sumo, if they pick up 2 of those?
Free shipping on 2 bottles purchased, along with the 10% discount you get for using the promo code.
That's right. And if you do all that, you not only represent the Wrestlemaniacs, but you are also seen as being KG. Real hard. There you go. New commercial. Message. Don't stand up. So moving over to the.
I love it.
Oh man. So moving over to the King of the Ring, as we were talking about, we got that difference of opinion. I think it's going to be Jey Uso versus Tama Tonga. Y'all are thinking Gunther versus RKO. So now we have a little bit more leeway to talk about it, and you guys can try to win me over. Why Gunther versus RKO?
You really think Gunther gonna lose to Jey Uso?
Did you see France?
Did you see what Gunther did? They just took the belt off him. The dude's mad. He's upset. He's angry. You want to keep him in that hunt. You're not trying to bury Jey, but to be quite honest, this is beneath both Jey and Gunther. It's the King of the Ring. This is where you build stars at. This is below them.
It's where you used to build stars at.
And you know what? More and more in my daily life, my wife tells me you have to get out of that old mindset of thinking because the world ain't like that no more.
You can no longer take that, and have no consequences.
Breast milk, you made my day.
No. So, Sumo, what's your thought? Why are you leading this direction?
Gunther has to get back into a winning position. He went 666 days and just lost his Intercontinental belt. And he has to build himself up to get into world title status. So he's got to start winning. As far as Tama Tonga is concerned, he's gone far enough. You know, he's done what he needs to do. He's not going to get any further than this, but he's done everything that he needs to do for right now. He's establishing himself as being the enforcer, pretty much, of the bloodline right now, and he's doing what he needs to do. He's done that. He's done that as far as King of the Ring is concerned. It's time to move on. Jey is about to get jumped. There's a faction that's gonna jump him for a very particular reason, and it's going to happen here very, very soon.
Okay, speak on it.
So, he's going to be the first victim of the Wyatt Six, and it's going to be because he tried to steal their butterflies,
Fireflies.
or fireflies. They're going to take back the fireflies.
But why can't that happen with Jey versus Tama? Here's the reason why I wanted to go this way. A, it's still keeping the bloodline feud alive, the separation, everything else. B, that situation that you just mentioned can come into play in the middle of the match. So Jey goes down, Tama gets the pin, and then gives the King of the Ring crown to Solo. And Solo, unfortunately, we're ripping off what's working great for Christian Cage as the TNT, champ, that whole scenario. But Solo is now, I'm the King of the Ring. That's given him another layer of validity, quote unquote, since he doesn't have a championship to prove why he's the head of the table and how he's running things. But he's got that crown. Because notice he said,
not going to happen.
Our belt.
But that's not going to happen because Randy Orton is going to be King of the Ring.
I don't know. I say the contrary, Raj. I think Randy doesn't need it. For what? But to build Solo up, because they realized that his losing streak was so immense, it kind of makes him not believable as the boss. So now he's got to get in a winning way. And what better way to do that than to do a swerve? And then he, by proxy, is the champion because he says in Roman fashion, and Tama hands over the crown.
Solo doesn't have to get into the ring again for a while because he is leader of the bloodline.
Yeah, but no, it's been reported that they want him to get some wins.
Tongaloa out to do his bidding, and wants and do anything that he needs them to do. He doesn't have to get into the ring.
But they want him to have some wins. That's already been locked in. That they want him to have a reversal of his losing streak, either by tag team or whatever. He needs some W's in the column. So what's the next best thing to give him when you can't give him a championship right at this second? Because he's not taking it from Cody. That's not going to be believable. But you can give him a crown. Doesn't mean that much because they didn't use it that much the last time. But when Roman comes back, that's another layer of the argument between the civil war of the bloodline. I'm the king of the ring. Roman could play off that like, well, I thought that was Tama. You got some things that can work out within that. Then The Rock could show up and say, you know what? If he's got the crown, he's wearing it. He is recognized as the king of the ring. And then now you have another layer leading into Roman versus Rock. Disagreement.
Not necessarily disagree, but Randy's still going to win King of the Ring.
Well, you got Randy. KG, is that what you're thinking? Or are you going to put Gunther over?
No, I got Randy.
God dang. All right, well. I'm going to go, well, still from my side, but I'm going to go Tama Tonga. And we'll have to see. This isn't going to, be an actual pick thing yet. We'll see if that becomes something and see if there's a title change on our end. But for right now, it is what it is. We'll agree to disagree. Again. So, KG, you wanted to cover something else. No, I know what it was. It's this guy. For whatever reason, he wants to talk about something. So we might as well play his thing too.
Well, everybody, there was a request for me to bring everybody up to speed on what's going on with New Japan Pro Wrestling, of which there is a tournament going on at this time, which is the Best of the Super Juniors, which is one of their major tournaments that they have every year around this time, broken up into two blocks. Night 6 starts in the morning. So they've already gotten into it pretty deep. So to just let you know who is in Block A, you have El Desperado, Kevin Knight, Bushi, Teton. Bushi and Teton being part of, ready for it? Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Thank you, sir.
TJP, Kosei Fujita, Blake Christian, who is your GCW World Champion at this time, Clark Connors, Yoshinobu Karamaru, and Hayata, who is part of Pro Wrestling Noah. Now, in Block A, you have TJP and Blake Christian, who are the leaders at 8 points right now. They won all 4 of their matches so far. Right behind them is Teton with 3 wins, along with Kevin Knight with 3 wins, El Desperado, Kosei Fujita, and Clark Connors, along with Hayata with 4 wins, and Yoshinobu Karamaru and Bushi with 2 wins. Now going on over to Block B, where you have Kushida, Hiromu Takahashi, Doki, Francisco Akira, Robbie Eagles, Taji Ishimori, Driller Maloney, your IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Show, Dragon Dia, and Ninja Mac, who are also part of Pro Wrestling Noah. So at this point, you have Dragon Dia, Taji Ishimori, and Kushida with 6 points. So we got 3 wins. You have everybody else at 4 points, except for everybody else has 4 points. So it's pretty close over there on that side. The winners of both blocks will face each other in a final, of which the winner will get a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Show for the title. If Show ends up winning the tournament, then he will have his choice of who he faces at the final. Well, after the final is over, at the following pay-per-view. So we'll just see how that goes. There's a few more weeks before, a couple of more weeks at least before the end, going into the finals. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Now, we can do a recap as far as New Japan's champions are concerned right now. Do a little roll call because some things have changed since the last time I did one. Your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion right now is Jon Moxley. Your IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion is now David Finlay, who wound up winning the belt from Nick Nemeth back on May the 4th at Wrestling Dontaku Night 2. You have, as I stated earlier, Sho, who is your IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Shingo Takagi is now your Never Openweight Champion. Gabe Kidd, who was with the Bullet Club, wound up beating Eddie Kingston at the Resurgence pay-per-view on May 11th to win the Strong Openweight Championship. So that means Eddie Kingston now has no titles. That was his last title from the Triple Crown. The KOPW, King of Pro Wrestling, provisional champion right now is Yuya Uemura, who wound up beating the Great O'Khan for that belt. He's 22 days into his reign. We have a New Japan Television Champion, which is Jeff Cobb, who wound up beating Zack Sabre Jr. on May 4th as well during Wrestling Dontaku. Your IWGP Tag Team Champions are the Bullet Club, represented by Kenta and Chase Owens. Your Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions are Driller Maloney and Clark Connors, who are in the Best of Super Junior tournaments. And your Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions as of May 11th at Resurgence is the Gorillas of Destiny, El Phantasmo, and Hikuleo, along with the Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Champions of Toru Yano, Oleg Boltin, who just graduated from the New Japan Dojo, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, the president of New Japan. Last but not least, you have your women's division, which is the IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani, who has successfully held the title for at least a year. She's on her 392nd day as of today. And also your Strong Women's Champion Stephanie Vacour, who was the woman who beat Julia, Julia being the one who beat Willow Nightingale for the title, and Julia being who is someone who is going to be going to WWE at some point once she has her commitment done with the new faction that has started, Marigold, out in Japan. The former owner of Stardom starting up his own promotion opposite in opposition of Stardom. So she made a commitment to help him out to start out his new promotion. Now, whether that happens or not, because there's been a lot of backlash against him on some Harvey Weinstein type things with other wrestlers, including Asuka and some others. So we'll have to see where that goes with that promotion and the Julia's involvement in that promotion. So that's New Japan right now. You do have a NWA show that's about to happen here soon, where you have the brother of Corey Graves, Sam Adonis, coming from AAA to wrestle EC3 for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And they also have the Crockett Cup that's about to start. They've already released the 16 teams that are going to be part of that. You can watch that on the CW application, a mobile app, streaming application. They do show all the new NWA shows for free on that application. And there's also a release of an eight series documentary, 8-program documentary for that they did on Carneyland, which is something that Billy Corrigan put together. So you might want to check that out and see what's going on with that. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask me about?
I got one.
You're on, sir.
I got one.
And I was saying, nope. You pretty much locked it down and covered it all for me. But KG, you said you had something?
Yeah, I was sitting here and I was thinking, and you said the name EC3. And I started searching. I was like, wasn't he a part of another independent wrestling promotion? Him, Braun Strowman, and a couple of other people. Whatever happened to that? It was like right around the middle of the pandemic. Well, the early part of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was like create your own narrative or something of that nature that they were doing. Yeah, it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out at all. Now he is part of another organization that was kind of an offshoot of that. I want to say it's based out of Ohio. That has become a territory of the NWA, because the NWA has started to get back into the territory system, and they've gotten three territories that they've added to NWA for their champion to go to and for their belts to kind of rotate and cycle through. So EC3's promotion is one of them. It's not the Create Your Narrative one, but it's the new one. I forget the name, what he calls it, what the name of it is. But he's got folks cycling in and out of that promotion onto the show. It's kind of like jobbers and kind of mid-card guys, kind of enhancement talent. So I guess it's kind of working out for him at this point, but we'll have to see where it goes from here.
Well, speaking of territory, that was my next question. With everything cycling back around in the world, I mean, no matter where you look, they're bringing something back. You look at cartoons, they're bringing things back. But do you think we'll go back to territorial wrestling once again? And it actually be like it was, where you actually have Smoky Mountain and what was it down south in Georgia? Help me out. What was Georgia? What was
Championship Wrestling of Georgia?
Yeah. You have actual territories like that where you're traveling from town to town, and you had a big boy stop in the town and do their thing. You think we'll go back to that?
The NWA is trying to do that, to try to do something different. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't see wrestling in this day and age doing that because Vince McMahon destroyed that and created what he has now, what it is today.
Yep.
I don't see a small organization like that could do a territorial style promotion being able to last like that, because you're going to have excuse me, you're going to have a WWE, you're going to have an AEW, you're going to have a GCW go through your town at some point, and they're not going to come to whoever has got that territory and be like, yeah, we're coming into your town, and we just want to let you know that we're going to be in this area in this arena and on this day at this time, and it's not going to be. No, there was too much respect and too much camaraderie within the territory system back in those days, to where now it's more cutthroat. You go into a city, you want to go to a city, as long as they have an opening, it's there, you take it. You don't have to report, you don't have to go ask permission from whoever's in that city to try to get into that city and and promote, or cut them a check just to be in your territory like that. It's just not happening. So no, I don't see wrestling going into the territories system ever again.
Yeah, I agree with that, because the only way would be to, galvanize all the independents, and at that point, you're pulling a McMahon. So then you wouldn't have any more indies to accomplish the reverse of what you're trying to do. So yeah.
Then also you wouldn't be able to keep kayfabe alive, because everything's right now. You do a house show in Memphis. By the time the house show's over, the footage is on Twitter, Instagram, and everything else. And if you look hard enough, you can watch the whole entire house show.
Well, true, but with the indies, you still have a better opportunity with kayfabe. It's just, because there's not as many eyes, so you could kind of make some stuff believable and things like that. I mean, the Hardys proved that, with their world tour, and the Young Bucks to an extent. So it's possible, but when you start getting into larger television opportunities, then folks are going to be watching and posting just because they want the clicks. So it is what it is. But I know you had a big emotional investment on this WWE pay-per-views going overseas, KG. So before we wrap up the night, I'll let you go ahead and take the dais and talk about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you as humbly as I know how. I am rather upset, disturbed, perturbed, and bothered when I see the news that WWE will be having a WrestleMania and quite possibly a SummerSlam in Saudi Arabia. Granted, we are in 2024, but when I was a wee lad, the Nubian Sumo was a teenager, and the People's Choice Don Rodriguez was an old man in a rocking chair. We once lived in harmony, and we had pay-per-views on the last Sunday of every month in different cities in the continental United States. Not saying that wrestling was bigger in the United States than it was overseas. Not saying that in no shape, form, or fashion. But that's just the way things were done. Now we're getting pay-per-views. We had our last pay-per-view was in France. The pay-per-view before that was in Saudi Arabia. Now you're talking about taking wrestling's granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, and taking it out of the country of its origin and sending it to Saudi Arabia. I say to WWE, do not alienate your fans because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, granted, to go to WrestleMania. And if you're lucky enough to go to WrestleMania, it's like life's complete. But you're taking that out of our hands as wrestling fans in America by sending the grandest spectacle over to Saudi Arabia. Not saying that people from Saudi Arabia don't deserve to have that, but they get the pay-per-views and they have their own pay-per-view, Crown Jewel, and they're getting all these different pay-per-views because they're throwing money at it. But if you learned anything from your last pay-per-view that was in France, I like to compare the crowd to what the Midnight Rider says. You remember that time when Luther had that Jerry curl in the 80s and it didn't quite curl over? Yeah, the crowd didn't quite curl over. It wasn't the type of crowd you normally have at a pay-per-view. It wasn't rabid fans. It wasn't ravenous where they were just waiting with bated breath. It was just like, oh, great. Next match, please. Please, next match. This is great. This is beautiful. Like they were having watercress sandwiches and tea. Like that's not what we do at WWE pay-per-views. I don't know what a premium live event is. I know what a pay-per-view is. And then on top of that, you kind of put us at you put us that are viewing said pay-per-view at a bad angle because you're putting it overseas. So we have to carve out a Saturday where, you know, normally you'll run your errands so you can rest on Sunday and watch your pay-per-view at night. We have to figure out what the hell we're going to do from 11 a.m. to 3 because you can't do anything in that time because that's the time the pay-per-view comes on, or it comes on at 5 in the morning. Who's getting up at 5 in the morning if you ain't got to be to work and you're off on Saturday? I mean, well, Don, we understand you got to take your Metamucil that early. We get that. But myself, the Nubian Sumo, we young and we frisky. We don't get up that early on our days off. Because you get up that early on a regular basis, you're not getting up at 5 a.m. to watch the pay-per-view. And you wonder why your viewership is low. Doing this, you're alienating us. The fan base that's here, we're being alienated with these pay-per-views overseas. I don't care how much money Saudi Arabia is throwing at you. You're killing us in the process. Not having pay-per-views on Sunday night when everybody's home. A pay-per-view is supposed to start at 6 p.m. on Sunday. That's when your pre-show starts. Everything kicks off at 7 o'clock. Wrap this mess up by 11. You go to work the next day, you sit there, you talk, and you say, man, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this spot? You mark out about everything on Monday morning. But instead, you give me a pay-per-view on Saturday at 5 a.m. that I'm half watching because I'm half asleep. I'm still reeling from Friday night's activities. And like, come on, man. I don't like it. And I know somewhere out there in Facebook Live land, the Midnight Rider is saying, you sound like an old man shaking his fist at the clouds. I'll be that right now. But if it ain't broke, don't break it. WWE was breaking records, viewership records, attendance records, doing the things that they always did. Your pay-per-view to every fourth Sunday or every last Sunday of the month. That Raw afterwards was always the highest rated Raw of the month because everybody that didn't catch the pay-per-view want to see what happened. What are we doing here? This is no good because if you cater to the overseas market the way that WWE is now, you're going to lose a lot of viewership because you're putting people at a choice to where they normally run their errands and do their things to, okay, do I watch the pay-per-view or do I go do what I need to do for the house? Do I go to the grocery store or do I watch the pay-per-view? And I'm all for pay-per-views overseas because I remember a point in time when you had insurrection. The European Championship was only defended on European soil. I get that. You're doing the shows for the troops overseas. Great. That's what you have specific pay-per-views for that. But when it comes to your big four, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, you do not take those four and put them anywhere else. You keep them where they are. I'm the big guy KG, and I approve this message.
All right, nothing else to say because you covered the litany of it, except for you have to come from my neck for real.
Look,
I almost know how sumo feels. Almost, just a little bit.
That was just because you always mess with the Nubian sumo. So I was like, I got to stand in for my mans. I can't let you do it to him all the time. I got to stand in for him a little bit.
And I'm very appreciative of you, sir.
Nobody like either one of y'all.
Hell with Donna.
Black bitch.
Bald head, bad built, butch body.
You can't even finish it. Can't even finish it.
Negro.
Wrap it up, B.
Negro.
You nice person. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we could do overtime, but anybody got time for that? And obviously, since they're ganging up on me, I need to get out of Dodge before some stray bullet takes me out. But you know me, I'm always going to tell you the truth. Diversify your bonds. KG?
Konnichiwa, beaches.
KG, you want, see? That's why you get in trouble now. You go too early. Y'all learn how to hold it in.
That's my line.
KG, anything?
Join us in the morning for the Sunday Rise with the boss BJ, the Midnight Ride, and myself.
Well, as they used to say in the 90s, whoop, there it is.